Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night, wherever you're watching me from. My name is Dr. Obioramba Iboweze, reaching you from Nkolo Mahadum, Wisdom University. Today's date is Oye, Abi Oye Market Day, no one can know, in the 4th month of lunar calendar. Lunar calendar is Igbo calendar, and that's what we should be using instead of the foreign colonial Roman Catholic calendar. And the date for the Roman Catholic calendar is 23rd May 2024. Thank you for joining me. Yes, you can see the title of our lecture today is we are supporting the IPOB Nnamdi Kanu, the Directorate of State led by Chika Edoziem, in remembering our fallen heroes and heroines, our fallen men and women, coming this May 30th, 2024. We promise you that in Nkolo Mahadum we do a program in support of this 30th day, Remembrance Day for our fallen heroes. And that's what we are doing today. And the reason we have to make sure every Biafran, wherever you are, supports the observation of this 30th day, Remembrance Day, is that it is very, very important. Other countries does it. Even the American Memorial Day in America, they call it Memorial Day. Theirs will come up, I think it's 31st May. So after our own on Monday, theirs is going to be on Tuesday. And so it is very, 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 very important. One of the major reasons we have to participate, we have to join all well-meaning Biafrans to respect that day is that how else can you appreciate all the enormous work our ancestors have done for us? How else are you going to appreciate them? Even you and I as a human being, one day we shall be no more in this world. And our generations, our children's are bound to also remember us. So that's why it's very important that all of us participate in this mourning. Actually, it's mourning and celebration of all the people that we have lost and continue to lose up to this day. Don't forget the killing of Biafrans, the one that became public, because Biafrans have been killed by the British all this time, since 1914. But the ones that make wave was the one that happened in 1945 in Jos. That's the one that make wave. That's where the public killing of Igbos, of Biafrans started. That's what you should know. It didn't start today. So we have lost a lot of men, women, children, and properties. A lot of properties. in trying to be whom we are, in trying to defend our land, in trying to practice our culture, which is freedom. The culture of the Biafran people is freedom. So, Nkolo Mahadum is advising you to please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Follow us on Facebook. Like our program. Share it. And inform your friends and well-wishers about what we are presenting to you today. Also, we're on Twitter and TikTok and Instagram. So follow us on all those social media platforms. And it's worth it. And so, the killing of Biafrans became so bad between 1966 up to today. Because from 1966, after the first coup, which the British government branded an Igbo coup, that first January coup is not actually an Igbo coup, it's a Nigerian coup. A coup that was done to make Nigeria a better place for all of us. But unfortunately, the secret hand of the Britain was there and made that coup not to be successful. And in that coup, yes, a lot of people were killed. But they were killed to make the country better. But the British turned it around and now supported the second revenge coup, which took place in July 1966. That July coup, in that July coup, began series of massacre, public massacre of the Biafran people. Some people had it that between May 29th to September 29th, that more than 30,000 Biafrans were killed. Some of them women, some of them pregnant women, some of them infants, kids, children, adult males and females were murdered both in the day and the night, everywhere. They were chased and killed. Remember, it was that killings, excessive genocidal killings, that resulted to the 1967 to 70 war. And that war even made it worse because Britain and Co. blockaded the seas. A and C blockade was introduced that prevented things from coming into Biafra land. And a lot of people were starving to death. Go to the internet and Google. You see horrible pictures of our people during that period. Horrible, horrible. And at the end of that war, some people had the number of people, human beings, Biafrans, killed. Some say it's 3 million. Some say it's 4 million. Some say it's 5 million. Some others say it's even up to 7 million human beings, Biafrans, that lost their lives. The Nigerian government, the Nigerian soldiers did not follow rules of engagement. They kill civilians. They target civilians and kill them. The war was not actually between Biafran soldiers and Nigerian soldiers, which were backed by Britain and other foreign powers. It was between the Nigerian soldiers and Biafran soldiers and civilians. Because civilians who doesn't know anything that is going on were targeted and massacred. And I will read you an excerpt from an international commission which was set up, led by Dr. Mensah of Ghana. This is what he said. There are many documented testimonies of victims and observers about the gross cruelty and barbarism of the Nigerian soldiers meted on Igbo civilians, even after the surrender of the gallant Biafran soldiers. Acts that raise question of genocidal tendencies. The above was the conclusion of the investigators of the International Commission of Jurists, led by Dr. Mensah of Ghana. According to Dr. Mensah, he received evidence from 2 witnesses about mass graves where dead, sick, and wounded Biafrans were buried alive, with sucklings and the cries and wailing of the sick, the wounded, and babies could be heard from long distances. When these mass graves were covered, the Nigerian soldiers danced war dance on those graves, on the mass graves of people. The Nigerian soldiers danced war dance on them. And Dr. Mensah of Ghana concluded that hatred of the Igbos and the motivation to exterminate them from the surface of the earth was the driving factor of the Nigerian soldiers, backed by the British government. The Asaba massacre is a clear testimony. It was after the war had ended. People came around to celebrate with the Nigerian soldiers, and they massacred them. There are so many mass graves in our land, which was not even identified. How many did we identify? There are so many massacres here and there. That's why in future, Nkola Mahadum will be advising all of us to reason, to decide whether we should continue to follow others to define things their own way. In the Biafran war, the Nigerian Biafran war, the war that was imposed by Britain on Biafrans, is not a genocidal war, cannot be called by the world, cannot be recognized by the world that is a genocidal war. What else is genocide? What else can be genocide? I'm asking you. You know, at Nkola Mahadum, we want you to reason. If all the atrocities committed during the Biafran war is not genocide, what else is genocide? What else is genocide? Nkola Mahadum is concluding today that the Biafran Nigerian war, the atrocities committed by Biafran soldiers backed by Britain during the Nigerian Biafran war is a genocide. That is the stand of Nkola Mahadum. Wisdom University. And now, from after that war, killings have continued in our land. It never stopped. Burning of houses, killing of our people continues up to this day. Koloma is not going to be here because we want to keep things short. We're not going to be here to tell you everything. Go and do your own research. Follow what is going on. And you see that our people are continuously killed on a daily basis. So why wouldn't you participate to remember our fallen heroes and heroines, our men and women who have died trying to protect us? Not only that, we have to expand the Remembrance Day. This 30th Remembrance Day is supposed to be expanded to include all those people that have died in our land, in Biafra land, including my parents, including my 2 sisters. And so shall you in your family, whomever you have lost from 1945 to this day, to today. It's a time for you to sit down and remember them and mourn them, because so you will be remembered after we have lived and gone. It's very, very important. So Nkola Mahadum is advising, encouraging all Biafrans, irrespective of where you live. Again, whether you live in Biafra land or outside Biafra land. When we say Biafra land in Nkola Mahadum, you know what we mean. So if you live outside Biafra land, you're living like in Abuja, Lagos, Kano, Kaduna, West African countries or South African countries, in Africa, anywhere in Africa outside Biafra land, and you're living in Europe or North America or in the Middle East, call your people. Respect that day. Whatever IPOB says, whatever the Director of State, led by Chika Edoziem, says, that's what you should be doing. Afro, it was the IPOB, led by Mazen Nandekano, that initiated this remembrance. The governors never initiated that. Ohanaeze Ndigbo never initiated that. It is IPOB, led by Mazen Nandekano, and DOS, currently led by Chika Edoziem, that is championing the cause for this remembrance. Those are the people we should be following. The governor should key in. Whatever IPOB says, you follow it on this 30th day. So we can mourn and cry and celebrate those who have been working for us, those who have fought, those who have sacrificed, that we may live today. That you are living today is because of the sacrifices of our ancestors. And Nkola Mahadum will use this opportunity to warn anybody criticizing our ancestors. Why the Europeans are happy and maintaining everything their ancestors have done. Both colonization, both slavery, both continuous exploitation and killing you. They are happy with their ancestors. Then you will see a Biafran or an African criticizing his or her ancestor. That's wrong. You should stop it. Before we continue, Nkola Mahadum is begging you, please subscribe to our YouTube channel, like our program, Follow us on Facebook and Twitter. And share it. Share our program to your friends and well-wishers. At Nkolo Mahadum, remember, we told you we're going to be keeping things short. So what you have to take away from today's lecture is that all of us have to follow the IPOB directive to mourn and celebrate our fallen heroes, men and women and children and infants, come 30th of May, 2024. Because they are the ones that died so that we may live today. The life you are living today in London or America or Switzerland or Saudi Arabia or Dubai or Israel, wherever you live, it is these people that died. Also, if anybody have died in your family, use that 30th May to also remember that person. Don't just wish people away because somebody died. You forget all the contributions he or she made while he was alive. Everybody will die one day. You and I will die one day. But we need to be remembered. And it is very, very, very important that we collectively, as Biafrans, observe 30th of May 2024 as a Memorial Day of the Biafran people. And because we said that we should be keeping things short at Nkolo Mahadum, we shall be bringing this lecture to an end. Support IPOB, support Directorate of State, led by Chika Edoziem, so that this 30th May celebration will be very, very, very successful. And before we conclude, we must remind you again, support the Eastern Security Network. This is the security outfit set up by Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and IPOB to protect our farmlands, forests, and bushes against the Fulani herdsmen terrorists, because that's where they come to launch attack on our people, so that our people can be able to go to the farm and put food on the table for all of us to be alive. And with this, we shall be thanking you for joining us today. My name is Obiora Mba Igbo Weze. Thank you very much for listening. Have a great day.